Good morning, Demons of the Earth. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about negative criticism. Specifically, we're going to be talking about negative criticism and how we can pretty much overcome receiving negative criticism. When I was in high school, we used to do these things called spotlights, where pretty much everyone would choose a song that they would want to sing. They would go on stage, they would sing, and then afterwards the class would give them 2 stars and a wish. 2 stars and a wish is essentially you giving 2 positive things about the performance and then the wish of what they should improve on for the next performance, essentially. It was a common practice for 4 years of my high school journey, and then I've taken that and tried to implement that at times throughout my life. Pretty scattered, but I tried to implement it sometimes. And I think it's something that's very important when it comes to considering how we take negative feedback now as well. Sometimes dealing with negative criticism can be really difficult. I think everyone has a struggle when it comes to dealing with negative criticism. I wanted to hopefully give some form of help or assistance when it comes to that. My main thing that I know that I do is that I try not to ruminate on it as much, but instead I take them as job points and I try to meditate on them. And when I say meditate, I'm not saying that I'm really taking them to heart and I'm bashing myself because of how horrible I am or whatever the case may be, but you do it in levels. When I would receive the criticism, the constructive criticism, that is an important distinction, I think. When I'm receiving constructive criticism, what I would do is that I would always write it down, or whenever we record, and then we would record even the feedback as well, so we can have it for us to look over time. And one of the things I would do is I would try to remember the constructive criticisms. The teacher would grade you as well. And then I would take that and try to think of where could I have done better. One of the best things for that was that we recorded ourselves when we were doing it, so we can have like something to look back on. But I think when it comes to constructive criticism, when you have that wish that people are thinking that you could work on, I think it's important that you take it obviously with a grain of salt. Not every constructive criticism will be met because you're not trying to appease everybody. So your performance, or depending on what you're doing, and I think that's where the main distinction is. If it's for art or if it's for work that you're doing, that constructive criticism, it depends on like the type of job that you're doing. If you're doing performance, then yeah, your performance will be met with criticism. Seeing where you can get the constructive feedback from that is beneficial, and even from work as well. If you're not doing your job well, then you would hopefully get constructive feedback from your boss or your manager or whatever, because you need to do your job well. But I think when it comes to dealing with negative criticism, I think that it's important to just, first of all, be aware with how much effort you put into the thing that you were doing. Specifically, constructive criticism. I think I still need to preface that. When it comes to just dealing with negative criticism on a whole, when people are judging you, when people are making fun of you because you're doing things that they think are stupid, or you're doing things that they think are unimportant, or whatever the case may be, I think it really is important to turn back to the reason why you did that thing in the first place and identify the goals that you had, but also take progress, like make progress notes to show the achievements that you have made as you've been on this journey. For example, with YouTube, you can see the progress that you've made based off the analytics that your YouTube channel gives you. You can see the progress that you've made from the beginning of your YouTube journey until now. You can see the growth that you have done, whether it be that you've gotten better at editing, or you've gotten more subscribers, or based off of the thumbnails that you've chosen and the titles that you've chosen, you've gotten more people to click on your videos, you've gotten monetized. There's a lot of things that you can measure with it, so that when you receive those negative people, because you will, when you receive those negative people saying that, oh, your videos aren't that good or whatever the case may be, you can always look back at your analytics and see, well, no, yeah, maybe for not for them, but like clearly I'm doing well, right? I think other than that, and it goes with everything for the most part. If you're in high school or if you're in school period and you're being bullied, that's a form of negative criticism. And one of the things that I would say when it comes to bullying is that you need to know your worth, or find the things that you're good at and exploit that to the best of your ability. I think that's something that could help. When I say exploit it, I don't mean like brag about it or whatever, but I think that even bragging about it, it might be beneficial for you. I don't know, it's different for everybody. I would say that when it comes to dealing with like bullying and stuff too, as because that's a form of negative criticism, I think it's good to be very much in tune with who you are. And I know in high school and in middle school and all that stuff, it's so hard because you're still learning who you are, and we're all still learning who we are. I think as you get older, you start to not care as much, so you're like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. If you're going to judge me, you're going to judge me. I don't really care. When you're younger, it's a lot harder. I would say find ways to really get in tuned with the things that you're really good at and exacerbate those to the best of your ability, so that when you have those criticisms of, oh, you think that you're so cool with X, Y, and Z, you have, the confidence behind you to say, yeah, I am. Okay, and you're trying to tell me that I'm not good at it, but I know I am. So like, come on. Even if it's like a false positive where you don't think within yourself that you're actually as talented as you want to be, I would still speak about yourself as if you were the person that you desire to be, and continue working towards it. So that even when people give comments about your character or comments about whatever it is that you're working on it actively. It's an ego thing too. When it comes to negative criticism, when you get insulted or feel insulted by it, it is a big ego issue as well. It really just comes back down to whether or not you're going to give your energy to that, or if you're just going to let it roll off your back. That's one thing I think I have been saying a lot as of late. Whenever it comes to people that like that make me feel offended, or even with like family or friends that like, if they feel offended as well about something, my advice has always been just roll it off your back. I won't say always, it hasn't been going on since I was younger, but like more recently, especially the last few years, my phrase has been just roll it off your back. Because not everything's worth giving your attention to, and that's the other thing too. You need to figure out and how to monitor how much attention you give certain things, because not everything's worth your attention. Some things are, but there's a lot of things that aren't, and you need to know within yourself what is and what isn't. You can't just ignore every negative criticism and think it's just negative criticism, when in reality it could genuinely be wisdom that someone's trying to share with you. But you need to stop listening with your ego and start listening with your ears. Really and truly, you can't listen with your ego, you can't listen with your emotions all the time. You need to actually listen logically and hear what they're saying and see if that applies to you. It's hard. It's a learning journey. It's not something that you're going to get immediately, but I think that these are things that I would suggest are very useful when it comes to dealing with negative criticism. If you guys have any other thoughts or any ideas on how to deal with negative criticism, please leave your comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was useful, hopefully, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, my loves.